Brian Powell of Run Far here with Sage Canaday after his win at the 2013 Speedgoat 50k. Congratulations, Sage.
Thank you.
Really great run out there. You can't say you led from the gun because you and Max went back and forth for about how long early on? 4 or 5 miles? Or?
Yeah, I was around the 4-mile mark. Actually, we were coming up the road and came around a turn, and there were 2 moose there with full antlers right in the road, and I didn't know what they were gonna do. I thought they were gonna charge me, so I started kind of going off to the side, walking real slow. Max comes charging by. I had about 20 seconds on him. He comes charging up the hill, right by the moose. They run away. He's got trekking poles, so he had a weapon in case they, you know, got aggressive.
That would help with 2 many 100-pound animals.
Yeah, I was scared.
Yeah. So did he take back the lead at that point, or?
For a little while, we were together for another mile, and then there's a good like uphill stretch on the road, kind of like Mount Washington, and that's where I put it into high gear, but it was tough.
So did you make a specific move there to like try to make a break for the preem, or?
Yeah, that's when it really crossed my mind. I was like, you know, you might as well go for it. I want to take advantage of uphills anyway, especially on runnable roads, so that's kind of what I did. And
something you can probably do better than anybody else in the field there.
It almost came back to bite me, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for that part, yeah.
Yeah, the runnable road helps, definitely.
Yeah, but then you went over the top in the lead and continued to build that lead. Were you pushing like the early descents down into hole? And
well, I was really worried because I knew Max and Tony are way better at downhills than I am. And there's that one kind of technical section. It's a road, but there's rocks this big. And so you're trying to navigate that for like a mile and a half, and I just made a conscious effort to just push as hard as I could, because I knew once I got to the 15.5 halfway aid station, you do an out and back, and I wanted to make sure I still had a good cushion there. So I pushed that downhill hard, and I think I still had about 4 minutes there, which was the same as hitting peak. So
gotcha. How did you actually navigate that rocky cobbled section? Have you gotten better at that technical stuff, or was it still pretty challenging for you?
It was challenging. I've worked on my downhill running and more technical rocky stuff, so I took a little risks. You know, I didn't want to break my ankle, but you definitely would try to find a line, zigzagging back and forth across the road, and kind of run on that tilted side of the road too, so you don't trip on a rock and hurt yourself. So I didn't do that. So
you come out, you go to Larry's hole again, like mile 21. You don't know how far of a lead you have, and there's a big, steep, hiking kind of uphill. Yeah.
Actually, I did know. I saw them across the field from Larry's hole.
Okay.
Yeah, so I knew I opened up a little coming out of the 15-mile aid station climb. I didn't know exactly how many minutes it was, but then I didn't know that was going to be so steep, and then all of a sudden you come up towards the top of, before the top of Bald Peak, and you look up and it's 25% grade, off trail, and you're hands on knees, just power hiking, and I'm horrible at power hiking, so
what's going through your mind at that point?
Tony's catching me.
And Tony was catching you?
Yep. I was looking over my shoulder there.
He had, I don't know how many minutes it was at Larry's hole, but somewhere in the 6 to 8 range.
Yeah.
And you had a 4-minute lead at Hidden Peak.
Yeah.
Did you catch a glimpse back at any point?
Oh yeah, I was looking over my shoulder a lot, and I knew he was gaining on me after that, and I was really feeling it. I was kind of on the edge of I was doing a lot of power hiking, and so it was really tough, and it was intense all the way to the end. So I knew he'd be gunning for me on that downhill too, and I hate downhill even on the road. So.
Really?
Yeah. And he's running 5-minute miles down that. So.
And he did close 2.5 minutes on you on that stretch.
Oh yeah,
3.5.
Maybe even more. Yeah, because I looked back with about a mile and a half to go, and I saw him, and I was like, man, I gotta finish as hard as I can, you know. So I did, but yeah, it was intense. It was good. Made it exciting.
Yeah. What's up next for you?
I'm doing Sierra Zinal in Switzerland, so it's 2 weeks from today actually, which is gonna be tough for me to recover, and it's a 30k mountain race, so it's supposed to be one of the most beautiful mountain races in the world. It's the 40th anniversary, so
big anniversary. I know they're bringing a lot of the past champions back.
I heard Killian was signed up for it, and Marco, big Asbury from Scott. Max King's doing it, so a ton of Europeans. It'll be really competitive, and hopefully a good experience. I love getting to travel, so it's a real
great
privilege.
European course and in a classic race.
Yeah, in the Alps, so looking forward to it.
Anything back on U.S. soil in the fall?
After that, I'll get ready for Europe, probably. So, and then North Face 50. But Europe will be a focus for sure too.
Yeah. Well, you have improved your descending skills over the last year. Any tips for people who are newer to trail running, maybe transitioning from road running? What can they do to get used to those descending mountains?
I mean, just mainly getting more vertical in your training. I think hill training gets in a lot of strength, and I know a lot of people live in environments where they don't have mountains, but I used to ramp up my treadmill to get ready for Mount Washington, and so any hill training, I guess that's just uphill, but some treadmills go a little decline, but or just short little hills. Sometimes if you could find a little hill, you could do repeats up that and go down them fast too, and doing more off-road trail running rather than just speed work on the track or tempo runs on the road. So getting out there and then lengthening your long run too, I guess, is the other thing. Just spending time on your feet. I think I've had to learn to do that more to help utilize fat as a fuel better and not bonk as bad. So helps with the strength.
Doesn't seem like you're bonking that bad. You've had 6 U.S. ultras in the U.S. so far, and now that's 5 wins in a second, right?
I think, I don't know.
Something like that,
the math. I did get second at Chuckanut though in my debut.
Chuckanut.
So there
you're
was
right. So there's 2 of those.
There was that,
That and New Rock.
Yeah, New Rock, yeah.
But other than that, it's
I dropped out of the North Face 50, but
good point. Good point.
So DNF, but
while leading.
Yeah. No, I just got lucky today, so I was really happy.
Yeah, great race. How'd the weather affect you out there at all? Did you ever, it was pretty chilly up on top.
Yeah, well, I think I got lucky with that because it was a lot cooler than last year, so that definitely made it easier to run a faster time. And I was only chilly at the top of Hidden Peak the first time, and after that it was, it was a great temperature to run. I was sweating a little bit, but I mean, you couldn't ask for better conditions to run fast, really.
Nice. Well, you did get the course record. It probably feels pretty good to take down one of Killian's course records and good marching today.
Yeah, there's a little bonus there, so
there was a bonus. There was some cash for that.
I didn't know that, so
yeah,
I did ride the splits on my arm though from last year.
So you got the splits. And
I had that, as reference.
You did come home with one of the biggest paydays in U.S. ultra running.
Yeah, it was my personal biggest payday for sure.
$4,500 is not a bad one.
By a lot. So
you're buying beers tonight?
Yeah, of course. Well, I brought those Averys to the finish line. But
well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
Good luck at the
Appreciate it.
now.
Thank you.
Yeah.